The UT's popular Successful Aging Expo is happening this weekend at the Town and Country Resort in Mission Valley. Now, Dr. Druck, author of The Real Rules of Life, will be the keynote speaker, and he joins us now. And I have to tell you, I am a huge fan. Ken, huge. You're just an amazing man, and you are. Like
I'm a fan of yours as well.
But you are the light. Anywhere you go, you are the light, and you have so much wisdom to share.
Thank you.
So tell us, what are you going to talk about at this expo?
Isn't it great, first of all, that we have an expo in town? It's like successful aging. And it ain't for people who are 70, 80 years old. It's for everybody, because we're all going there.
Hey, everybody's aging at this point. And
every other thought we have is about getting older. We look in the mirror, getting older. We think about the future, getting older. So how do we do it right? And there's a myth that we all are supposed to age gracefully. Sit with our hands and knees folded, you know, and age gracefully, go into the future. That ain't the way it works. It's about courageous aging. It's about facing into the future.
Take the bull by the horns and tackle it.
And stop valuing ourselves on society's standards for staying forever young. Guess what? None of us are going to stay forever young. None of us are going to live forever. So what can we do?
I like the French's, in France, they really revere the aging woman. They think she's even more beautiful as they get older. I love it.
I think they've got it right. I think they've got it right. And I think we need to cultivate. We can't wait until we have a 50 crisis or a 60 or something. We have to cultivate.
You got crises in every decade of your life?
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
oh my goodness.
I had a man tell me the other day, he says, look, I'm either having the longest midlife crisis in the world, or I'm having my second one. I can't tell which. But we have to cultivate these things. The fact that I want to buy a Maserati,
does that make it that I'm having a midlife crisis?
Whoops.
Oh, wow.
So there are great things ahead. Look, getting older ain't for sissies. So we got to get strong. We got to face in with courage. But there are certain amazing freedoms that come with getting older, and there are certain incredible advantages. We become spiritually deeper. We become freer of insecurities. We stop pleasing people. We become more ourselves. So there's some great things that we need to talk about.
As a matter of fact,
absolutely
very liberating.
liberating.
It's like you can set down the bags. The baggage that you've been carrying around.
Got to look at the opportunity side and stop worrying and fretting, and look at, you know, these are life's terms. They got handed to us. We have our terms, and life has its own terms. These are its terms. Let's work with it. Let's ride the horse in the direction it's going. So we're going to do it tomorrow, and we got the keynote at 11:15. But there are so many other programs having to do with every aspect of what it means to get older.
And so, what do you think? What will you talk about? Give us some of your talking points.
Well, I think we have to summon courage. We have to face each season of life and each of its challenges, all right? So if we're used to looking in the mirror and saying, I'm great, I'm wonderful, I'm terrific, I'm lovable because of these things, and those things are changing. Suddenly you're retired. It's like, how lovable am I now?
Yeah, if your identity was in your career.
And if you're this beautiful woman, you know, youthful woman at some point, and you start becoming this absolutely beautiful woman who's an older woman, how do you begin to value yourself for those things, for things internal, as well as for who you are today? So I think we're going to be talking a lot about how do you do that? How do you begin to take inventory of who you are now and accept and cherish that person now and move into the future on that basis rather than kicking and screaming?
And I really truly feel that that beauty does really radiate from within if you're confident and you're happy, you're joyful. If you have this presence of strength and pillar, and you're, you know, an inspiration to others.
You're living in your own skin.
And you're living moment to moment. You're enjoying being in the moment. That shows. That's beautiful. And I don't care what you look like on the outside. That shows. You
got it. And we got to live within our own skin. We've got to put our house in order. And we got to realize, hey, this is the journey I'm on. These are life's terms. Let's do it, and let's do it smart. Let's not do it from fear.
Right, and a lot of people, most humans are fear-based in all their actions. But you just said, get your house in order. And I think at a certain point in life, and maybe it's 40s, maybe it's your late 30s, I don't know, you start realizing your mortality.
Yeah, exactly.
You go to a few decades thinking you're invincible, right?
Yep.
And you're taking life full. And then you realize, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Who's next on the conveyor belt? Whoa, it's me, moi. It's like, you know, wait a minute, I'm supposed to live forever.
So how do you, I don't know, how do you help others get their life in order, their house in order?
Yeah, I think that's what the whole expo is about. It's to look at every aspect. It's like, what would I do if I were a person who were really putting my house in order? There's an old saying, if you don't know where you're going, you'll get there. you know?
Right.
If I'm really putting my house in order, what do I need to do? Is there estate planning that means putting my house in order? Is there something emotionally that I need to start accepting myself, that I'm living in too much fear and dread of the future, of the older version of me? How can I begin to embrace the changes in my life? If you're preparing for retirement, hey, what do smart people do to get ready to retire? So there's like a smorgasbord this weekend.
Do people get to retire anymore?
Yeah, they do.
But they're working longer and longer at one point.
People are, but some people don't even know what hit them. They retire and suddenly they are in a crisis they've never imagined was possible.
And you know, we've had some problems with the stock market, and we have problems with this country being so much debt, and there's threats on Social Security. So you can only imagine the stress that even our senior citizens are feeling.
Absolutely. So this is a time where all the experts in the community come together and say, hey, we're here to help you put your house in order. Get down. It's a free event. It's put on by the UT. Have some fun, because fun is a part of it.
Get your book signed.
We can't stop having fun. Absolutely.
Before we sign off, tell us about your book, The Real Rules of Life, Balancing Life's Turns.
I'm proud to tell you, Taylor, that we're going to China this year. The book is coming out in China, Taiwan, Korea, Portugal, and lots of other places. So it's going to be a year of a little bit of travel, and what's so affirming to me is that people are reading it in other parts of the world and they're saying, you know what, this is as true for me as it is for this guy who lives over in California. So some of the truths in this book are universal.
Truth tips.
This is the way life really is.
I can't wait to read it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So we got a lot of stuff going on, but if people really want to find out more detail, can I send them to my Facebook page,
yes, you can.
Dr. Ken Druck? Or I can send them to our website, kendruck.com. And we have programs happening. I'm going to do a program with Deepak Chopra. I'm going to do one March 6th at the Jewish Community Services. So there's a lot of good things stuff coming up.
Busy and proactive.
It's a good time.
I love it. Productive.
I'm busy. How about you?
Wow.
You busy?
We're both busy, but I'm going to read your book, and it's going to be quality busy. Also, you can meet him in person. All you have to do is go to the Successful Aging Expo.
I'll be signing books.
Yeah. What time will that be happening?
11:15 to 12 o'clock is the talk, and we'll be signing books before and after.
Perfect.
Thank you, Taylor.
So excited. Thank you for coming on PrimeTime.
We're forever young, Taylor.
Oh, I'm working. Yeah, we're going that. Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Thank you.
We have to take a quick break.